Guten Morgen! Welcome to moving vlog 10. I'd like to try and get the old shed completely empty today. I'd like to get this thing completely empty, maybe. But the main thing here is the old shed is completely empty of anything that I want, and stuff is either organized here until it gets taken to the new place or taken to the new place. I also want to move some more stuff to do with projects at the new place. I'd like to get those last few fluorescent lights, except for these two, in the car today, and probably taken over. That box there, I haven't gone through that, but I think it's got stuff I want in it. That one I'm not sure about. And then other than that floodlight and that wooden thing, pretty much everything on that shelving unit, including the shelving unit, can go. So here's what today's first load looks like. I've got the Martech BDF, some random 2-foot fluorescent lights that were still left. This box is full of 36-inch fans, the last ones except for that one, which is staying for now. And then this is my brown SMCG EC 48-inch with its blades and the BDF blades. In here I've got those Cadets and the Mistral Industrial, and then this box is empty. I'm gonna fill that with hooks. So let's go. So I just did some digging. This is something I've been meaning to do pretty much since we moved in here. I need to get these downpipes on. This is just temporary downpipe stuff. It wasn't like that before. I just hooked it up because it was getting in the way. Tape it on there and then it just runs it down. Usually I'd put it on the drain. I just had it running out the back there. But as you can see, I've dug these trenches. I'm going to put a storm pipe in here. I've got 2 T's. One will go there, one will go there for each. And then the other one on the other side. I had one of those on here, but it's right there, it fell off. So I'm going to check the time because I've got an appointment that I need to be at. But if there's enough time, I might start on one of these pieces. So I've just cut this one to length and cut out a section here where the 2 T's are going to go. This pipe I can take out if I need to. Obviously I just need to move these things, but it just comes out there. So if I need to get a bit of wiggle room, I can just take that one out. So what I'm going to do is put a T on there and this one. And then the other T, and then try and finish this area, and then do that one, and then do that one last. So that's what I'm going to do. This half's done, and I've put the temporary downpipe on it, coming down from the shed. I haven't glued this last elbow because it's going to need to be twisted down face down, and that pipe that's in it now isn't long enough. And that's eventually going to be a T to go down further. For that's not important right now. So I haven't glued that one, but all the rest of this is glued. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and it's almost about to start raining actually. So yeah. So I need to get going now because I actually have an appointment, and also it's going to start raining soon. Because it's going to start raining soon, I just put this on there with that facing up so that when it rains and the water comes in here, it's not going to come out there. It's going to go out the end where it needs to be because this is hooked up. I've started burying this. Just going to leave it. I'm just going to bury this one a bit so that the water doesn't wash back down the trench. And then I'm going to have to come back later today and finish this off. I'm back from my appointment, but I'm not going to finish this storm drainage now because it's raining and I don't feel like spending a bunch of time out here and getting drenched. This is what it's looking like now. I can actually hear because it's raining, but this is working. I can just hear it dripping away there. Looks like we haven't had any spilling up out here. And is there water coming out of this end? Not right now, but there has been. I can tell because there's some sitting in the pipe. It hasn't been raining very heavily, so here, look, this is all that's dripping out this side at the moment. So it's working. I'm going to come back here and finish this off probably later today if the sun comes out. I want to get started on some other projects now. an idea came into my head. A light bulb turned on above me. And it's got to do with this shelving unit. I think, when was it? It was in an old video from a while ago. I said I wanted to have a sink in the shed. I said I wanted to have it here, but obviously this shelving unit's here now, and I'm not planning on getting rid of much of the stuff that's on it. Though in saying that, it's not the fullest shelving unit in here, ironically. But I'm going to take this out and move it. I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure where yet, but I'm thinking of putting it here. It may even just go in the back room for now, but later today I'm going to clear out the back room, so it probably won't go in the back room. I think I'm going to put it here because I'd like to make a small bench here to have a sink in, and then the bar fridge underneath. That might not happen today. It may happen today. I don't really know yet. As you can see, I went last night and got even more timber, so I've got plenty of timber now. I'm going to start making this back wall and then eventually the side walls. These two pieces, actually there's 4 of them. They're all for the top and bottom parts of the side wall. These are all uprights, and then these are the top and bottom for the back wall. I'm going to have to move everything out of here pretty much. I've got a spot for them. They've been in my way since I moved them here. I've got a spot for them now. That I'm going to find a spot for on the shelving units. Don't know about the rest of this stuff. Eventually that stuff is, I know where I'm going to put that, and I know where I'm going to put that, but it's outside, so I can't really do that right now. So I'm going to probably clear out this room a bit, but let's start doing some stuff in this back room, I reckon. So as you just saw, I did the rest of this expanding foam work that I wanted to do. The roof in here is pretty much done. There isn't much, there's little pockets of daylight coming through. And there's one there that I think I'm worried about. But the thing with the cans is they clog up after a while and you can't use them. Kind of a silly design. Maybe next time I'll try a different brand. I think I am going to have to get another can to get these corner bits because I want to get them. Probably just the last few little holes. I did try to get in here as well. I couldn't. It's so hard to move the camera around while doing this. But you can see this daylight comes up above the door. But there's a few little spots still there. But above the fan is where I'm mainly concerned. And there is one still. But it's a lot better than it was before. I did try to finish off up here as well. This isn't as important. The side walls aren't quite as important because the rain doesn't seem to actually splash in those. It's just through the center, the ridge cap on the roof. The cable that I want to run down to these switches, you can actually buy by the meter at my local hardware store instead of the one that's half an hour away. So I might go and get maybe 3 or 4 meters of that cable. It's just twin active cable for switching, and run that so that I can maybe get the 2 back fans in that back room working. And then we're going to start on that back, framing up that back wall, because I've got some stuff that I want to hang from that back wall. So just this dartboard. There's like the inside of a switchboard that I'd like to hang on the wall. And then eventually I want to get some floating shelves for display stuff. So yeah, because this back room's going to be chill, so I can do display things in here too. As you just saw, we have a wall frame. I just need to get the top piece on. I couldn't get it in when it was lying down because it was actually going into this wall, and kind couldn't get the drill in any of them, but as you can see, we have half of a standing wall frame. I've just propped it up with some more pieces. All of these short lengths that I got out of the skip are coming in handy. I'm going to keep going. I reckon it's time to go and get a pie. Okay, so I've had a pie and now I'm looking at this and I'm noticing a bunch that's wrong. As you can see right here, this noggin wasn't long enough and it was pulling it out of square, so I just undid it. Now realizing that I'm not going to be able to get that screw out unless I take the wall down, which I'm not going to do. It's up now. I'm going to have to redo probably this one actually, because this piece of wood is really not straight. So I think it's actually this one here that's too short. So I'm going to undo the screw that's on this side holding this one in and we'll see what happens. I'll have just to get another screw from somewhere here, but let's just fiddle with this wall some more. I'm just going to set up the time lapse and just get it perfect. I don't think I've got enough timber. I don't think I've got enough long pieces of timber to do either of these side walls. These are going to be not too hard. I think it'll just be obviously the two sides and then so it'll be 2.4 pieces each, which I can probably go and get tonight from some skip bins. But let's just set up the time lapse and get this wall done. I'm just going to cable tie it to the shed probably, just so it doesn't fall. Okay, so I haven't been time lapsing because it's a lot of just connecting up cables and running cables and it's not really that interesting. But I will time lapse hanging these fans, but I've just plugged everything in and let's hope it doesn't trip. Didn't trip. Got lights back, testing. Let's run back. Okay, hey guys, currently at the old place. I'd like to get this stuff here moved over, go through that box. If there's anything I don't need anymore, then I can throw it away, but that hexagon light's coming and probably all go over. And then somewhere around here I had some blue data cable that I'd like to bring over as well and start running some data stuff at the new place. Definitely getting way too ahead of myself there, but I'm excited, so I'd like to do that. Anyway, let's get this stuff in the car. I'm at the new place now, but I've lost the remote. I guess we won't be having any clips all today because I don't know where the remote is. The first thing I need to do is find a home for all these Oysterlight chassis. One of them had a glass in it, that wall mount one, and it broke yesterday, which is really annoying because I quite liked that light. But whatever, accidents happen. You saw yesterday I got a lot of this other wiring in place. It isn't fully clipped up yet, but it's there, and we got the door on its hinges, chisel. So then I can get this door fully in, and a door handle would be nice on it too. In here, yesterday I got one tad up. I'm not going to get the second one up for a while, and I'm reluctant to actually put the second one up just yet because this controller makes a lot of noises that I don't really like. Like that. Sometimes when you're turning it off from high, it arcs. Like that. So I feel like that'd get a lot worse if I had two fans on it. Maybe what I'll do is use the same capacitor, but just a different twist knob thing. And plus the range of speeds of this Medium's quite fast, which I like. Low could be a bit slower, but it's bearable. So I think 1 control per fan might be enough. And I'd like to start hanging some things on this wall. With these other walls out here, I'm not going to do the same thing where I build them on the floor and then stand them up. I'm going to put the pieces in. So today what I want to get in are the top pieces and the bottom pieces, because I have them, and then at some point I'm going to have to go and get some more wood. I'm going to do the top pieces first because I don't actually need to cut them. So I'm going to get those in, and then these walls will be tied into each other, so there's 0 chance of them falling over. And then when I get enough pieces of wood to do the upright bits, then I can. So that's what I'm going to do first, and then I can start hanging stuff on the wall in here, which will be nice. So maybe a cleanup is in order. Maybe I'll do that too. Guys, I'm at the new place. It's actually dark outside. I haven't really done much moving today. Pretty much all I want to do right now is get this door fitting into the opening. It doesn't fit in by only about 2 millimeters. So I've got some chisels from my granddad, and I'm going to channel out these hinges in so that they sink into the door and into the frame, and then hopefully it'll fit in here. So I'm going to set up the time lapse and just try and get this done. You saw earlier, I started hanging stuff on the wall. I kind of just time-lapsed and didn't really update you, but as you can see, I got my dartboard hanging on the wall. I bought this from Kmart. It was like $45, and it's a nice dartboard. I would definitely recommend it. The quality of it seems to be fine, if I'm being completely honest. As you can see, it mounts in here so it can spin if you need to. It comes with chalk and an eraser, so you can write on these bits as chalk for your scores. It's great. And then I also got this switchboard from work, and I was going to just screw it on, but then I decided I would hang it with chains, which honestly kind of looks cool because it kind of leans down like that. So I've got it up quite high, because if I screwed it with the holes that's in it to a piece of wood, it wouldn't have fit. So that's there just for look, because it looks cool. Eventually I want to start bringing over some of my road signs and hanging them on the wall, and then these walls as well when I get these walls done. Maybe once I've done this door, I might go look for some timber for them. As you can see, I've got the top pieces on, so these 2 wall frames that I've made are tied together now. But yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can get this door fitted a bit better. Haven't filmed much today, so I'm gonna call it a night here. Let's just see if this door fits. I haven't tried this yet. Oh no, it's rubbing on the floor. So somehow I've managed to get it to fit. As you can see, it goes in and it doesn't rub on pretty much anything. I had to cut a tiny bit off that bottom plate because it was sticking out a bit. I actually whacked this a bit and now it doesn't rub on the concrete, just barely, which is good. You want it to be as close to the floor as possible, and it's pretty much a millimetre away from the floor, so happy with that. It's nice and tied up to this, and it's pretty tied up to this. There is a bit of a gap, but that's okay. At some point, I'm going to get some brown paint and paint this door brown on both sides. Same thing with all the trim. I'm going to get the trim probably tomorrow, and we're going to get the door handle fitted tomorrow. If anyone was wondering, this is what the door handle that I chose looks like. It's just a polished brass round door handle, not lever type. But I like polished brass door handles, and I think this looks quite vintagey. It's not completely vintagey, and I may end up getting a vintage door handle to put on it, but it's brass, and it'll match the brown. So that's the door handle, and there's all the other hardware. Thank you all for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon.